It was a Friday evening, and my wife, Lisa, had invited me to her office party. She said it was just a casual gathering, a chance to meet her coworkers and celebrate their big project. I was happy to go. I'd always supported her career, even though her demanding schedule often kept us apart. I wanted her to feel proud having me there. When we arrived, everyone looked sharp, glasses clinking, laughter filling the air. Her boss, a tall man named Richard, greeted us warmly at first, but something in his tone felt off. He put his hand on Lisa's shoulder a little too casually, like he was used to it. I ignored it. I didn't want to jump to conclusions. I believed in her. As the evening went on, Lisa grew more relaxed, laughing loudly with her coworkers. I stood beside her, smiling politely, trying to blend in. But then it happened. Richard made a teasing remark about relationships at work, and Lisa, without missing a beat, smirked and said loudly, "Oh, don't worry, my husband's harmless. He still thinks networking means watching TV at home." Everyone laughed. Even Richard burst out laughing. I froze. My face burned, but I forced a smile. She glanced at me briefly, then looked away, as if nothing happened. That single sentence, meant as a joke, hit deeper than she could imagine. I had spent years supporting her dreams, working long hours myself, cooking dinner when she came home late, cheering for every small success. And now, in front of her boss and colleagues, she made me look like a fool. I didn't cause a scene. I didn't yell. Instead, I took a sip of my drink and said calmly, "You're right, Lisa. I'm harmless. But maybe I should start learning how the corporate world really works. Who knows, maybe I'll end up teaching a few lessons myself." My tone was calm, but my words hung heavy. The laughter around us faded. Richard stopped smiling. Lisa blinked, realizing I wasn't just joking back. I excused myself politely and left the room. I could feel everyone's eyes following me. When I got home, I sat in silence for hours, replaying everything in my mind. I wasn't angry because of a joke. I was angry because of the disrespect behind it. That night, I made a decision. I'd had enough of being the man she could mock just to look smart in front of others. The next morning, I didn't call her. I didn't even ask if she was coming home. Instead, I drove straight to my office, the one she never asked much about. See, what she didn't realize was that my side business, which I'd quietly built over the years, had grown much bigger than she ever knew. I was now in talks to sign a partnership deal with none other than her company's biggest client. 2 days later, I met Richard, her boss, again, but this time in a conference room, across from him as a potential business partner. When he saw me, his face turned pale. He looked between me and the folder in front of him. "Mr. Allen," he stammered. You're the owner of Horizon Consulting?" I smiled. "That's correct. I think we'll be working closely, unless, of course, you'd rather not." The silence that followed was priceless. He tried to recover his composure, mumbling something about being delighted. Later that evening, Lisa came home early, her face red and anxious. "You met Richard?" she said breathlessly. I nodded. "We had a productive talk." Her voice trembled. "You didn't tell me you owned Horizon." I looked at her and said softly, "You never asked. Maybe you were too busy making jokes." She broke down, apologizing, saying she didn't mean it, that it was just a stupid moment. I listened quietly but didn't answer. Some things can't be fixed with an apology. A week later, I attended another meeting with her company's executives. This time, I was introduced as their firm's strategic partner, someone who would be working closely with them going forward. Lisa sat in the corner, avoiding my eyes. Everyone treated me with respect now, but it was too late for her. Respect that's earned through truth lasts. Respect forced by guilt fades. When the meeting ended, I stood up and simply said, "Lisa, I hope this experience taught us both something. Never mock the people who stand beside you when no one else does." She nodded silently, tears in her eyes. That was the last real conversation we ever had. Months passed, and though the pain dulled, I never forgot that night. Not because of what she said, but because of how easily she said it, how easy it was to turn love into a punchline. I learned that dignity doesn't need anger to defend itself. Sometimes, silence and success do the job far better. Now, every time I walk into a boardroom, confident and calm, I remember that moment, the laughter, the humiliation, and the quiet revenge that followed. Some lessons aren't taught in classrooms or offices. Some are taught at the cost of your own heart.